Hey, what is up everybody? Stupid Console Gamer here again, and welcome to my first impressions of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, I know there's gonna be like a bunch of these on YouTube and everywhere else about their reviews and like their what they thought about Star Wars Episode 7, but I thought I'd share my personal opinions on Star Wars Episode 7 and what I thought was good and what was bad. So let's start off with how the movie was, or how I thought it was. Now, I thought Episode 7 was a great movie, and I can't say it was bad. I can't really say that Episode 7 was really bad. It was really great. And is it a hell of a lot better than the prequel movies? 100% sure about that. Yes, it is. It is 100% better than the prequel movies. And it was a stellar movie. It really was. Like, when I walked into the theater, I didn't expect it to be seeing this movie in 3D because originally I was going to be seeing a regular screening of Episode 7. But if you guys weren't expecting to see this movie in 3D or wanted to, honestly, do yourself a favor and see this movie in 3D. The 3D in this movie was handled so well. The opening crawl is just amazing. It looks so good in 3D. And the fight scenes are just fucking gorgeous. So seeing it in 3D may not be essential, but it is a great treat, and it does add more depth to certain scenes in the movie. So keep that in mind if you're gonna go see Episode 7 and wanted to see this movie in 3D. Alright, so let's start off with some of the pros of this movie. One of the pros I thought was really good is the new cast. The new cast was awesome. John Boyega, Ridley Daisy, Adam Driver. They were just incredible. They were awesome. I was just blown away by their acting skills. It was just way up there. It was almost like God tier. And they just did very excellent on their part. Besides the new cast, another positive was the throwbacks that were in this movie. Like Chewbacca and Han Solo. It was just, the two of them, they were just too fucking on point. I mean, enough said. They both seem like they never changed over the years, and they still have that charm and charisma that we all remember when we watch the older movies. So that's great. Even with the throwbacks, the humor in this movie was great. I loved the humor in this movie. It was good. It wasn't forced, it wasn't cheesy, but the humor was there when it was most needed to lighten up the story, and I like that. I love how they do that, because if you remember in the older movies, there was a little bit of humor. There was a little bit of humor when the stories got too intense. There was humor. It's almost like a Shakespearean story when there needs to be some humor or something tragic happens. I know that's a terrible comparison in Star Wars and Shakespeare. They don't really go well together, but you know, the humor's almost like that. And I love that. I love how it was handled in this movie. The overall story arc for Episode 7, it was great. I loved it. And at times I felt like it was all over the place. I get that. But you know what? That's the purpose of a story. It is what it is. But it was amazing just to see the big air of mystery right in front of us and seeing the events unfold of what was going to happen next. I kind of felt like a kid again, just seeing it wide-eyed and taking everything on screen. It was great. The pure Star Wars action in this movie, combined with some of the trips to the different locations, just shows us how expansive the size of the universe is in this movie and the whole lore itself. I love that. One of the big selling points for me wasn't really the story, but it was almost how J.J. Abrams respected the old franchise and added new stuff into it. And also with the addition of half and half of the practical CGI, I loved how he did that. I loved how he did not make it full-on CGI, only when it was needed. And it just felt right. It felt tangible for this movie. So good on his part. Honestly, good on his part for doing that, for respecting that, and good for him. Honestly, it was great. It turned out very well for the final product. And what can I say about the musical score about this? The one thing that makes a Star Wars movie is so great is the music score. And it's almost like cheating how J.J. Abrams got John Williams back to do the score of this movie. And there were some moments where the acting or dialogue felt out of place in the Star Wars movie, but the music just tied it all together, and it really helps us see the movie have heart and soul. something that we should really expect from a Star Wars movie. So good job to the audio department, or good job to the music composer, John Williams, for making this movie awesome. You know, without him, it just wouldn't feel right. You know what, just to clear everything up with what the critics are saying about the story, I mean, for a 2-hour and 16-minute running time slot, I mean, there's a lot of things packed into this film, remember that. There was a lot, and I'll admit, there were moments in the movie where it almost felt like it was being rushed. But some of the pieces in the movie were falling into place very easily to set up a new story arc for the brand new character Rey, and The Force Awakens was supposed to serve as the beginning of an even bigger story with, you know, with Finn and Kylo Ren. Alright, so now it's on to the negatives and the cons of what I didn't like about The Force Awakens, and one of the biggest contributing factors was that I got like a really wrong kind of vibe from it through half of the movie, and it almost felt like a remake of A New Hope. Like, they seemed to bring back the old story elements of what that movie had and brought it into small parts of the movie, like destroying Starkiller Base and whatnot. So yeah, that was kind of rubbing me the wrong way. I didn't like how that rubbed me the wrong way. Jeez, I'm trying to think what else kind of rubs me the wrong way about this movie. It seemed like some of the characters in the movie, like Leia and Captain Phasma, were just there, just standing there, looking pretty for the Omega promotion of the movie. You know, they were just kind of hype. There wasn't really like anything great. They were just there, and that's what kind of pissed me off a little bit about it, is that I was kind of expecting like something emotional to happen, which it did for a little bit, but yeah, that was pretty much about it, other than with like the new characters. Like, there was a lot of emotion with them, but the old characters, there was a little bit of emotion. That was about it. I mean, nothing else. Overall, Star Wars The Force Awakens is a fantastic movie on many different levels. Many expectations were exceeded by some of the fans, and if you aren't a Star Wars fan, and if you are a Star Wars fan, please go see this movie. Please spend your money into the box office and go see this movie. It is a fantastic movie that you do not want to forget about. And there are some moments that are predictable, but it still amazes you when a movie can just completely catch you off guard with more than one surprise. Or it's just a punch to the gut when you watch this movie, honestly. You'll feel all sorts of emotions just watching it. And it might not be a perfect Star Wars movie, but it hits the mark on so many levels. It has definitely earned a worthy spot next to the original trilogy as one of the best Star Wars films. Not as close as to Return of the Jedi, but it's definitely there. Well, that pretty much sums up about my Force Awakens first impressions video, and make sure you guys give this video a like and subscribe to see more exciting content in the future, and also comment down below on what you thought about The Force Awakens, on what you disliked and liked about it. I actually like to talk to you guys about that in the comments, so please feel free to comment down below about that, and I'll respond to it. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Stupid Console Gamer out.